Hey everybody on YouTube. So we're down here in the Flat Earth Chicken House, and my topic I want to talk about today is tin foil or aluminum foil hats, and how that relates to the flat Earth. Well, I'm a new truther, fairly new, about a year and a half since I first started waking up to truths, and maybe a year till a year ago I realized that the Earth was flat, maybe a little more than a year. But now you always hear about when sheeple or deniers or whatever talk about us truthers, they always say, well, we wear tinfoil hats. Well, now, I never really thought about that too much, and, I remember, I used to hear about tinfoil hats or whatever. I never really thought anything about it. And even as I became a truther, it was just something that the sheeple said to degrade truthers, that they're tinfoil hat wearers, or foil hat. So now, about a year and a half later, I started thinking about, why do they say that? What does that mean? So I did a YouTube search on tinfoil hat and aluminum foil hats, and not a whole lot came up. Most of the stuff that came up was parody and people making fun of the idea. But there was a few things that talked about it protecting your head against, you know, radio waves and different things. One talked about, the people started talking about wearing aluminum foil so the government couldn't read your mind. And then there was another one to protect your brain from microwaves and stuff, and that makes sense to me. And now part of the reason I'm bringing this up, because flat Earth people who aren't aware of the flat Earth, flat Earth has always been, that's like the epitome of being stupid if you believe in a flat Earth. And so the epitome of being a truther is wearing a tinfoil hat. Well, the Earth is flat, and they make great fun of that. Well, I'm thinking, since they make such fun of tinfoil hats, I'm thinking there must be something to that. And I look at it around, even up here in Vermont, there's towers going up everywhere, and cell phone towers, and and I am kind of in the country, so I'm not bombarded as much, I don't think, as people that are in rural area or urban areas. But my landlord does have a smart meter on his house, and that's my smart meter too. And I'm not too far away from that thing. And they talk about all the radiation that those smart meters put out. So since they make so much fun of tinfoil hats and put it down as a big conspiracy theory, quote unquote, maybe there's something really to that, and that's why they have everybody brainwashed and convinced that it's just a ridiculous thing is to wear a tinfoil hat. But maybe there really is some really good benefits to wearing an aluminum foil hat. I don't know. I'm throwing that out there because, like I say, I'm a relatively new truther, and I couldn't find too much on YouTube about, like I say, about where that got started, who had the idea that wearing an aluminum foil hat was a good idea. But to me, it makes sense, and I did see, a couple things about wrapping your cell phone in aluminum foil, and one guy talked about. I don't know. He's got this thing on his head that he was playing ping pong on a computer, and apparently it reads his brain waves. And he put the tinfoil hat on, and the computer couldn't read his brain waves very well. So I'm throwing this out there for anybody. I'd really like some input on this, and that's a lot of the reason that I make my videos, because there's a lot of people who make a lot better videos than me and have all the technology to. All I have is this little smartphone. I don't have a computer. I don't have a camera. I don't do any editing. I turn the thing on, I talk, I turn it off. Sometimes I might hit pause or something. But the reason I like to throw these topics out, because mostly the topics I throw them out there because I haven't seen too many other people talk about them. Like the couple I did last week, about the one about sea level and the one about the number of people on this earth, are both topics that I threw out there because I haven't really heard many other people talking about them. And the only thing I ever hear about foil hats is to deride them and to ridicule the idea of wearing them. So I'm thinking, if they're really deriding them that heavily and making fun of people who they say are wearing them, which I've never actually saw or heard of anyone actually wearing one, then, I might have to start wearing one, but I don't know. So I'd like to know some of you guys who've been involved in the truth movement for a long time, and uh, or anybody who just has thoughts on this to comment below and let me know what you think. Because I mean, aluminum is a reflective thing, you know, and you make a nice dense aluminum hat with a bunch of layers of aluminum. I would think obviously shiny side out. You're going to be reflecting a lot of stuff from going right in your brain. So I don't know. I mean, if you live in a city where those towers are everywhere, even out here in the country, like I say, it seems like more and more hilltops I'm looking at all have those towers on them. I don't know how far those waves go. I don't know if being in my trailer here, kind of out in the back in the sticks, am I how much I'm getting bombarded by waves from those towers. Um, I mean, I get my phone on Wi-Fi from my landlord's computer at night, so you know, and then when I go to different places and I look at my Wi-Fi setting on the phone, there's usually a whole bunch of available Wi-Fi there. I mean, most of them have no signal because I'm too, people don't live real close to each other around here. But like if I go down to town there where I take care of those condos, there must be 20 different Wi-Fis that show up on my phone. They all need a password or whatever. So there's waves out there, and so let me know what's your opinion on these aluminum foil hats. What do you guys know about them? Has anybody that's seeing this ever researched them or tried wearing them or done any tests with them? But it's like everything, if they're making fun of it and ridiculing it, I gotta believe there's something to it. And especially because it's one of those things, just like the flat Earth. Until you start looking into the flat Earth, it's just something to be made fun of and just the epitome of stupid. But then when you look into it, it's very obvious that it is flat. So I'm thinking, since they make fun of tinfoil, every conspiracy is a tinfoil hat wearer, and pretty much every conspiracy is true. So I'm thinking there must be something to this tinfoil hat thing. They're spraying aluminum in the sky every day with the chemtrails. There's people that say that it charges the atmosphere. There's a lot going on with aluminum. They put aluminum in all our food. If you ever read a lot of the labels, they all have different forms of aluminum in them. Aluminum lodges in your brain and causes Alzheimer's. Fluoride keeps your body from getting rid of aluminum. So, fluoride and aluminum work very well hand to hand together. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know if you've researched some of these topics like I have. Especially chemtrails and fluoride, are two big topics, and they both work together. They say the fluoride keeps your body from eliminating aluminum, and the aluminum goes to your brain. And all the Alzheimer's patients all have elevated aluminum in their brain. So yeah, let me know what you think. I mean, should I start wearing aluminum foil? Do you guys wear aluminum foil? Something to think about. So please comment below. Let me know your thoughts. So the flat earth chickens, I just moved them into their new space. It's quite a bit bigger than their little brooder they were in. They were in their little brooder over there for 2 weeks. And, they outgrew that. So they'll stay in here till 2 or 3 more weeks, till they're a month, 5, 6 weeks old. Then they can start going outside and mixing with the adults. And they can pretty much hold their own once they're about, really a month. They're pretty good. But I'll probably leave these guys in here till they really outgrow the place, 5, 6 weeks. It's a pretty big space in here for them. But they do grow fast. Of course, Zora can check them out a little better. Here, she was just whining at them a whole bunch. Because when they're in the brooder, she can't really see them. There she is. But now she can look at them. She was very excited when I moved them. She was whining and stuff. You're very excited to see the chicks. Alright, so let me know what you think. And pretty soon the flat earth chicks will be flat earth chickens. Now these chicks are all raised to be flat earth now. I'm not indoctrinating them with any globe earth models. They live on a flat plane inside here. There's no curvature in these in the chicken coop. There's no curvature anywhere really, but especially not in the chicken coop. We have zero curvature here. So we teach them about living on the flat chicken plain. The little white ones are leghorns. They're real good layers. The black ones are barred rocks. They're full-size layers. The leghorns are a small bird. They eat less, but give you a really nice egg. The eggs have a white shell from the leghorns. So you know, people think that the brown shell is the better egg and the white shell, but that has nothing to do with what the color their shell is. It has to do with their diet and stuff and their lifestyle. How good the eggs are. I mean, the white leghorns, when you turn them outside, they do the most foraging. They go the extra mile to find the extra bug and the extra blade of grass. So a lot of times those white-shelled eggs from my flock are the best eggs in the box. Real rich, dark yolks, because the birds work harder at finding stuff. You can see these little guys here. They've only been in this house for maybe half an hour now, and look how they're scratching and looking. They've already scratched down to the dirt there at the bottom where the outside is. They're finding stuff in that dirt already. So, you know, it's pretty fun to watch chickens. Even at 2 weeks old, they're showing all the behavior of the adults. They don't even have a mother to show them, but they know how to scratch, and they scratch and step back and look and see what they uncovered. So, all right, tinfoil hats and flat earth chickens. Today's video. All right, I love you guys. Please comment below on the tinfoil hat thing. Let me know if you wear them and etc. All right, bye now.